On today's show, I'm going to give you the most important step in my framework for generating leads and taking your business to a whole other level. And we're going to get right to it in 3, 2, 1. What's up, advocates? Welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Claims Show. I am the Commercial Claims Advocate, Vince Perry, and I am owner and CEO of Elite Resolutions, a public adjusting firm. Listen up, advocates. Whether you're a public adjuster, contractor, or an attorney, if you have a client that has suffered any kind of catastrophic loss, whether that be by fire or storm or just any catastrophic loss that requires your client to have to move out and incur ALE and loss of use coverage, you need to think about looking at Black Diamond Services. This is an incredible idea for a service that I think is extremely valuable, and I've actually personally used for my clients myself. Basically, what they do is they provide all of the necessary money that is needed to be done for the homeowner to go and move to another place, whether that be a hotel or another home or whatever it is. They basically bill through their insurance policy's loss of use coverage, and basically they provide financial assistance so that the insured never has to incur any out-of-pocket expenses. It's an amazing service. I love the people at Black Diamond Services, especially Millie Varela. If you just contact her and contact Black Diamond Services, I'm telling you, they're going to take care of your clients like you wouldn't believe. I personally have a client who suffered a fire damage and had to use their ALE coverage, and all we did was refer them to Black Diamond. Our clients did not have to come out of pocket a single penny. Black Diamond provided all of the financial money, and they provided the actual location for the homeowner to stay. Amazing service. Contact Black Diamond Services today so you could find out more information for yourself. And what I want to get to is, how are you going to generate leads? How are you going to start getting consistent work? How are you going to take your business to another level? How are you going to actually be busy when you have nothing to do? You're just starting out and there's no referrals coming in. There's no hurricanes, there's no hailstorms, there's no windstorms, there's no tornadoes, there's no earthquakes. What are you going to do? If there's not a big natural event, how can you be successful in this business? Well, there is a way to do it. And it's not as complicated as you think, but it takes a lot of work. And the simple answer is networking. Guys, I know I've said it before, and I might even have done this video in the past, but I cannot stress to you the importance of networking, of going out there and meeting people, of going out there and calling people, of going out there and emailing people, of going out there and sending messages on Facebook, sending messages on Instagram, whatever it is. You need to go out there, you need to meet people. My advice and my framework when I'm telling you to do this is, number one, join a networking group. Join a referral networking group. It has to be a networking group where all you do, where the point of it is to pass referrals. I'm telling you guys, join 1, join 2, and if even better, if you have the time, join 3, okay? I'm going to give you my number 1, and this is not a sponsored post. They do not pay me for any of this, but it is what gave me 90% of my business for the first 10 years of my career, and it was BNI, Business Networking International. Guys, if you're in this career and you're not in a BNI group, and again, they're not paying me for this, although I should have called them before making this video, you need to get in BNI. I'll never forget my first BNI meeting. I got a referral, and I remember the feeling that I had when I got this referral, and how it was this paper. Now it's like all like emails you get, but it was paper back then. Shows my age. And he gave me this paper, and there was a name and there was a phone number and a little description of the damage. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, I'm not even a member of this chapter yet. And just because I explained what I'm looking for, I just got a referral. I think I had gotten one referral before that, but it was just from just reaching out. And it was the most amazing thing. I joined that day, and it wasn't cheap. I had to find money to do it, and I joined. And from there on out, I was in that same chapter for 8 years, and then went to another chapter when I moved to Tampa for another 2 years. That's how much it works. Guys, you need to join a networking organization today if you're not a part of one. I would go towards BNI because they're all across the globe, okay? And there's different chapters. And what's the beauty about BNI is it's category exclusive, which means once you get accepted into a chapter that does not have a public adjuster and you become the only public adjuster, no other public adjuster could join that group. That means everybody in that group, when needing a public adjuster, is going to refer you. Sure, they may have another public adjuster that they know or whatever, but BNI is so strict on keeping everybody's numbers, it's a lot of pressure to give away referrals. So people are going to try to give away referrals to you. Now, there's other networking groups. There's a lot of other ones, guys, that are very similar to BNI. My point is, it needs to be a referral organization, a referral giving organization. I don't know. It needs to be based on referrals, okay? That's it. The only reason why people get together is to know more about each other's business so that they can know more when something happens to refer you that business. The other one that I joined here in Tampa was RGA. It was Revenue Generating Association. But there's other ones. You just look for referral organizations near me. And I guarantee you there's other ones besides BNI, because I remember visiting when I moved to Tampa and I was just going out on all-out blitz. I remember visiting, I joined RGA, I joined BNI, and I remember visiting 2 different organizations as well. I ended up not joining those. But my point is that there's more than one. The first thing you need to do, and I mean it, is join a referral organization. All of our guys at Elite Resolutions are required when they come on board to join a networking organization. And I tell them to join 3, okay? 1 referral organization, and then you have the other 2 to choose from. It can be a chamber of commerce. It can be a real estate group, a real estate investment group, a contractor group, an association group. I don't care. Some kind of group that gets together at least once a month, that you now have a whole list of Rolodex that you could reach out to, you could call to. Because what do you have to do? What's the most important thing after you finally join a networking organization? When you meet somebody at a networking group, let's say you go to a happy hour and you walk out, I was going to say a stack of business cards, and you walk out with a stack of business cards. What do you do with these stuff? You're not going to remember who any of these people are. But when you go to these networking groups, they always have little happy hours and little events that you have to go to as well. And you're always going to get all these business cards. What do you do with these business cards? You know what you do? One day you sit down and you start calling the people, or you start texting them, or you start emailing them. And then you know what you do with that? You set up one-to-ones, okay? I learned this. I'm so passionate about this because it works. It's my framework, which, by the way, we're going to have a course on this. And I'm giving you the goods right here. One-to-ones, you can't just get somebody's business card and then just put it away. You can't just meet somebody at an event, get their business card, and then put it away. There's a next step to this. You have to set up a one-to-one. And you know where I learned this, guys? I learned this in BNI. When I joined BNI, I was 23 or 24 years old. I didn't know anything about networking, okay? They taught me everything about it. You have to set up a one-to-one. It's not just getting the business card after an event. It's the follow-up, and you got to follow up the next day. Follow up the next day. Hey, it was a real pleasure meeting you last night. Really enjoyed talking to you. Do you mind if we set up a day that we could just go and have coffee so that we could meet, so we can get to know each other a little bit more? Obviously, we were at this event. We didn't really have time. Do you have time that we can do coffee? Notice I said coffee, not lunch. Tip: never meet somebody in business the first time for lunch. Never. I'm pointing at you. Always do coffee. Do it at your office or do it at their office. Preferably at their office, because they're going to feel more comfortable in their office. I personally, since I'm always virtual and I work from home, I love Starbucks. Again, Starbucks is not paying me for this. Starbucks or Panera. But Panera has got too much food. Starbucks is even better. You get a cup of coffee. You buy them a cup of coffee. Or maybe they'll buy you a cup of coffee and you sit down and all it is coffee. It doesn't get in the way. If you meet somebody for the first time in business and you meet them for lunch, it's an absolute disaster. The waiter gets in the way. The water gets in the way. The food gets in the way. Ordering the food gets in the way. Then dessert gets in the way. It's an absolute disaster. Never do it. So join a networking group. Go to the weekly or bi-weekly or monthly networking event. Meet people. Go to happy hours and different little lunches and stuff that they have. Get the business cards and schedule private one-on-ones with them. That's how you are going to build your business. That is the best way to do it. Now, there's other things that we have in our framework, right? That I'm not going to discuss. Well, we have like Google My Business and social media and different, and just a whole bunch of different things that you could start generating leads. But this is the one, guys. This is the one. You got to meet people. You got to join a networking group so you could introduce yourself to more people. And by doing that, you're going to grow your business tremendously. And we call it planting seeds. It's not going to happen overnight. The more people you meet, the more relationships you build, the more people get to know, like, and trust you, the more referrals you're going to get. Now, we're all public adjusters watching this. Who do you want to meet? Contractors, roofers, plumbers, GCs, flooring experts. Anybody who goes into a house has a possibility of finding a claim for you. Meet those people. Get to know those people. Have a drink with those people. Like them. Love them. Get along with them. And they're going to start referring you business. I promise. It's not that complicated, but it takes a lot of work. For those of you who bought the book, I actually have in my book the framework, pretty much. And I actually have an example calendar. And the example calendar is from when I moved to Tampa. Because when I was 23, 24 years old, I did the same thing, but it was the beginning of my career and it was a long time ago. After being a public adjuster for about 10 years, we moved to Tampa. My wife had a great opportunity here. We moved to Tampa. And anybody who knows anything about Miami, once you leave Miami, you might as well be in a different country. So when I moved to Tampa, I didn't know anybody. I knew nobody. And I had to start from scratch. I had to travel a lot back to Miami because I still had a lot of claims. But my goal was, if I'm going to be living in Miami, I need to grow my Tampa base. So I was going to 7 networking events a week. I counted the one-to-ones as a networking event. I even counted family get-togethers, whatever, in Miami that I didn't want to go to. But no, I didn't count those because I was in Miami. But I would count everything, okay? But my goal was 7. It was lunches. It was, even though lunches I just said were bad, but it was lunches. It was coffees. It was my group meeting. It was another group meeting. It was a happy hour. The goal was 7 a week. And there's only 7 days, but I would do 2 or 3 in one day, okay? Just meet different people. Now, there's other ways that you can get your name out there. But I'm telling you guys, joining a networking organization is number 1. A referral organization. Sorry, I'm just very passionate. Just shook the camera. It's so important. I can't tell you how important it is. And that's it. I mean, that's how you generate leads. There's other ways. And there's other pieces to the framework that we have. And I can tell you how to social media. And I can tell you how to get your name out on Google. And I can tell you how to do different things. And I can tell you what to say and their pitch. That's a whole other thing. But most importantly, join a referral organization now. And that's how you're going to grow your leads, guys. If you have any more questions, if you have any more tips on top of the networking, whatever it is, please leave a comment below. I love to hear your feedback. I love to interact with everybody. It's a real pleasure. Send me a message and follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever the heck there's social media. Also, eliteresolutions.com. Really a lot of good videos that we're putting up there just for policyholders. And if you're a public adjuster interested in coming to work for us, you could go ahead and send us a message, send us your resume. We'll send you an application to fill out, and we could see if you'd be a good candidate for Elite Resolutions. And of course, commercialclaimsadvocate.com is where you can go. You can get this book. You can get our online course that we have available. You could sign up for our quarterly workshop that we do live in person with me, and then also see where we're going to do the next industry meetup, which is a really cool event where we have public adjusters, contractors, and attorneys coming together to talk shop and really elevate the industry, because together we are stronger. And that's my show for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have yourself an amazing day. We'll see you at the next one. Peace out.